Hey, D. Dykstra here with another great math video. This time we're talking about synthetic division. Yes, synthetic division. We've got an example here for you, but basically let's write down some of the steps or identify some of the key steps on how we do synthetic division versus long division. So, 1. Again, arrange the polynomial in descending order. Make sure that you also, as you go, fill in with 0x to some nth power those zero spaces where there's a missing term. Anytime there's a missing term, we've got to fill it in with a 0. Don't forget. We set the divisor equal to 0. In my other video, I showed you what the divisor was, a quotient, dividend, etc. We solve for that x or that c value. This will be the divisor. Write the leading coefficient of each term. We're going to create a little bucket. We'll write leading coefficients down. We'll show you how all that works. Bring down the first term and multiply by the divisor. Then we write the product in the second row. And after that, we add the values of the column to be the next multiple. All right, so let's see what it looks like in action. All right, example number 1. We have x minus 3 is being divided into x cubed plus 4x squared minus 5x plus 5. So we could do long division, set that up, right? But let's try a different way. Let's use synthetic division. So what that means is, in the first step, first recognize they're all in descending order, even my divisor. And then what I need to do is I need to solve for this value out here. So I set my divisor equal to 0, x minus 3 equals 0. Solve for x, and that is 3. So I put 3 here in blue. I create a little bucket, right, that we have here. And then I list the coefficients. Coefficient here is 1, bring the 4 down, negative 5, and positive 5. I don't change the signs, I just bring them down as they are. All right. Next step was, well, I bring the initial value down, and I'm going to multiply that. So 3 times 1 is 3, and I list that right there. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically add these parts together. 4 plus 3 is 7. All right. So we get 7 there. Now I do the same thing. Next step. 3 times 7 is 21. Again, I add. 21 minus 5 is 16, right? So that's 16. 3 times 16 is 48. So I'm going to list 48 there. And I will get, let's go back over here, calm down. I'll get 48. So 48 plus 5 is 53. All right, now what do we do with that? Well, looks like just a bunch of numbers here. But recall, this was a cubic, so now I'm going to write my answer in terms of an x squared. So I get x squared, because my coefficient is 1, plus 7x plus 16. And you're like, well, wait a second, what do you do with that 53? That is the remainder. We have a remainder here in this. So we say plus 53 divided by x minus 3. And that is how we conclude that problem. All right? So let's go on to another one. Now this time we have a little different situation. We're asked to divide x minus 4 into 4x to the 4th minus 4x squared plus 6. Now what I noticed right away was that I'm missing some terms here. I'm missing a cubic and I'm missing an x. So I have a value here. So what I have to do when I do synthetic division or even long division, I have to account for those terms. So I bring my 4, replace the x cubed with a 0, negative 4 here. Where there was going to be an x, I put a 0, and then bring the 6 down. All right? Once again, we set our divisor equal to 0. X minus 4 equals 0, so x equals 4, so I put that 4 on the outside. And I bring this 4 down. Right? So bring this 4 down. And so when we do, then we just multiply. 4 times 4 is 16. And I put that in the next column. Right? 16 plus 0 is, well, 16. So now I do the same thing. 4 times 16. Well, 2 times 16 is 32. So 4 times 16 must be 64. And then 64 minus 4 is 60. Getting big numbers. 4 times 60 is 240. 240 plus 0 is 240. All right, now we have 240 times 4. Well, let's see. 240 times 4. Well, 2 times 24 is 48. 48 and 48 is 96, so 960. Put that there. 960, we add those together, we get 966. And so what is 966? That is our remainder. So let's rewrite this polynomial in terms of x's now. So we'll get 4x. I reduced the power. It was a fourth. Now I'm going to reduce the power to a third. Plus 16x squared. Plus 60x. Plus 240. And then finally, plus our 966 divided by x minus 4 as our remainder. And that will be how we write the remainder. All right? Well, hey, that's been synthetic division. Hope you've had a good time. A simpler way to do long division, but nonetheless, still mathy. All right. So keep it that way. Have a great night. Thanks again. Peace.